Desert. We are a desert when it comes to food. We are a desert when it comes to healthcare. We are a desert when it comes to education. So now I feel like my community and I have an opportunity to create a space that's inclusive for our allies, but really for us, the Black and brown community that is literally suffering and figuring out where it's all going wrong.
Let's start. So thank you for coming, everybody. My name is Memo Salazar. I'm the co-chair of the Western Queens Community Land Trust. So it's all about land, and we've never really figured out what to do with land. People have been sharing it, fighting over it since the beginning of time. We have close to 80,000 people who are now living without a home in the city. You know, at the same time, 1/3 of New Yorkers are severely rent burdened. And things are so bad that we have, for example, one of our own community members right now, his name is Sugar Ray, some of you might know him, and he's camped out in front of the DOE building. He's on a hunger strike, and he's doing it because he is tired of living in a city that has ignored his needs, his people's needs, for as long as he can remember.
We're caught in a cycle of financial struggle that then creates so many other problems like alcoholism and, oh man, it's just so bad, man. We should have art space, creative space where it's affordable, where we can truly thrive.
Looking to rent apartments in Manhattan, Brooklyn, and parts of Queens are finding fewer apartments available and fewer deals from landlords.
Manhattan climbed to $4,150.
It says people return back to the city and as landlords look to make up the money they lost during the pandemic.
And the number of those being evicted could rise to a level we haven't seen in years.
And now that we have these luxury developments by the waterfront, will they be able to afford it?
Look at data that come from hospitals, and you connect that with building violation codes, we see a direct connection. We know that many people are going to the emergency room because of actually their living conditions in their apartment. We know that many students are not showing up to school because their parents couldn't go to work because they had a roof that fell on the roof fell down from their apartment.
Throughout history, land has been used as a way to displace, as a way to oppress, as a way to exploit. We're trying to change that with community land trusts. Change that model by owning land that serves our communities and contributes to our communities' public health and just health in general.
The Community Land Trust is a nonprofit that's controlled by community members and stakeholders. And the purpose of the CLT is to own land and make sure that it's used in ways that benefit the community, by providing permanently affordable and deeply affordable housing, but also by meeting other community needs. Locally, the CLT movement is deeply rooted in organizing and in broader movements for housing justice and economic democracy.
What we've been doing in the last month or so, the 5 boroughs have been coming together, having town halls around the Trinity Land Annex.
How do we get COTs, our communities, to acquire that land? We can, try and purchase it, but if you've tried to buy a house or an apartment or a vacant lot in New York City, it's very expensive. So we need policies that put land directly in the pipeline to community land trusts so we can build that deep affordable housing, the community space and the commercial space our communities need.
It's this simple. When public land is being redeveloped, it should be for the public good. We should be prioritizing nonprofit developers and community land trusts to redevelop every single piece of public property in the city of New York for housing, for economic development purposes, for recreation, across the board.
Housing, we don't like this racist exclusion, we don't like financial instability and all of this greed.
Our communities have been plagued with top-down decisions over and over again expecting different results. That is the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting something different. But today we're doing something different. But we are here to pass this legislation so we'll have an opportunity to move forward in a positive way to where our communities have a better opportunity to survive.
Hi, I'm Deborah, and I'm a member of the East New York Community Land Trust.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the Bronx. My name is Matthew Shore, go by he, him pronouns. I'm very proud to be a part of the organization known as the Northwest Bronx Community and Clergy Coalition.
I'm Maria Torres Bird, and I am a resident of the Cooper Square community.
It was noticed that a lot of the homes in East New York were going to for-profit developers. And we realized that this isn't fair because when these for-profit developers come in, take our land, build on it, they create something in our community that's not affordable for the people of our community. They build on our land what they want, what they feel will make them a profit. And that's how I got involved, because I saw the need for change in our community.
I had become a single parent of a baby with Down syndrome. I came from Puerto Rico originally to go to school. So I was able to, to come to live here in an affordable apartment, having a child that had so many needs. And I was so grateful out of it that I joined the movement.
We have the largest armory in the nation and maybe the world in our neighborhood in the Bronx, in the Northwest Bronx. People need assets, they need power, and again, this ties into their fight for right to self-determination. Various forms of community ownership can go into that armory and be a source of upliftment for our people.
There's one NYPD lot that's being used just to park NYPD's personal vehicles, and it takes up 3 blocks. That lot is owned by HPD, Housing Preservation Development. Why aren't they building truly affordable housing on that lot? Why are they allowing NYPD to use that as their personal parking lot?
That I was able to join them, and here I am still. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. The way that New York, what is happening in New York City, housing is being such a vital thing for anybody.
Can you feel our energy? Can you feel our drive, our determination to be in collective ownership of our homes, our land, our businesses, our community centers, our gardens, our environmental spaces, our green spaces? All of it will be ours, not because we want to profit, because we know that we need it for our well-being, for our families, for our communities.
We could live in a world where tenants don't have to fight their landlord every year, sometimes every month, to not raise the rent or evict them, where they and many of their neighbors and the small businesses that make up the community would not be under constant threat of displacement if they could collectively own the buildings that they live in.
This land was made for you and me. Nobody living can make us stop now as we go walking that freedom highway.